And do this. And do this and say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
Hey Ghost, how are you?
I'm good. I'm super, super good. So Asui 3, huh? This character sucks.
Yes.
Has never done anything ever before. Why would you possibly want to play this character now?
Asui 3 is actually my favorite student in the MHAIP. When Jetburn first dropped, I was an air symbol gamer and tried to make her work on air. Defense, I never died, but I could never seem to kill people.
Sure.
I cannot afford to play her on the water symbol now. But since Dark Tournament dropped, I really feel like Chaos has some juice to it.
Yeah, that's fair. So what do you need my help with?
One, I'm trying to get this deck down to like 66. I'm trying to get this deck to like a regional competitive level.
Okay.
Um, I want to play, like I said, I got 4x of Armor of the Wolf in there. I kind of want to block well, because that's one thing I do like about her. You can get rewarded for blocking.
Yeah.
Block well, and then eventually just fold my rival like a lawn chair.
Sure.
I do have some additions to it though. Some of the critical role cards, like I would absolutely, if at all possible, would love to be able to keep 4x playing pranks in there, since this symbol spreads Keiko's aid.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and then the attack lineup that I'm trying to do is basically just like being able to pull stuff out of my discard pile to put into my momentum. To be able to pump my other stats. Of course, Asui has the damage on face, but she doesn't have the speed per se. And then kind of allow my stage to handle my defense with speed hate and flipping foundations and stuff like that.
Sure. Okay, let's talk about it. Looks like you got a ton of stuff over here. I want to look at the chaos attacks that exist, and I'm gonna toss some more stuff in our sideboard.
Yeah, have at it. Like I said, it's been like I said, it's not my. I've played plenty of Asui 3. Like I said, it was under air, but this would be my first go under chaos. So my stage, my foundation lineup per se is just kind of like what I'm wanting to do, and then just chaos staples.
Sure. Because I do think that there is an idea of a deck, right? That exists here. That is pretty incredible. I think the biggest thing that the chaos symbol is missing specifically for Asui is just truly draw power. I don't know how we're drawing enough cards, which is like really outlier of like what the water symbol is doing instead. The water symbol gets to draw a trillion cards outside of what Asui's doing. Tasty Riff is such a big deal because if my opponent has enough health, then they don't have to actually interact with the things that I'm doing. They just actually don't care.
Yeah.
Which is where things like Tasty Riff comes in. But we don't have a Tasty Riff.
Yep. We do not. And neither do I own a physical copy of one either. Yeah, I own no Tasty Riffs, no Fallen Skies, no Battle Lore release. And so it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna dive into that.
No. I don't think there's a reason to. Okay, so I want to talk about the attacks that I just added in as we get rocking. So big freaking explosion. Spend a momentum, mill 3, get a damage for each attack you discard pile, murder them. Big, huge freaking explosion. Spirit Lollipop is a 5 mid for 5 that says your attack gets, from hand, your attack gets 3 damage and gain 2 health. Or after this blocked, your next one gets 3 damage, which is just like massive, right? As the lead in attack, it's a 5 mid for 6 that if they block, the next one gets just as big, which is huge. Targeting Blast is a 4 diff that says after the attack deals damage, your next attack gets +2 speed. It has powerful. It's a 5 mid for 5 4 diff in our character. Around the World is surprisingly good. Enhanced, discard a momentum, add a copy of Around the World or Walk the Dog from a discard pile to your hand. So what we do is we have we have a momentum. I play around the world. We have 2 momentum, excuse me. I play around the world. I discard my momentum. I pick up around the world. As my next attack, I play around the world. I use Asui. I discard around the first around the world. I discard my momentum. I pick back up around the world. I play around the world. So it's a 4 mid for 6, 4 mid for 7, stun 1 that goes and picks up those moves. If I'm playing around the world, I should play Walk the Dog, because Walk the Dog is also very good. Rando Spirit Gun says that I get to clear my card pool twice. Right? Play an attack, clear. Rando Spirit Gun. I can play it again, clear. But again, how do I get those cards in my hand? I'm not positive. Blue Flame Torment is a free attack that I get to play. So it's a 5 low for 5, maybe a 5 low for 8 in our character that we then clear with Asui whenever we're done. Frog Hop says if it hits, draw a card. Draw an attack card if it hits, and if your character's committed, it gets +1 speed. So it's a 5 high for 7 that draws you another Frog Hop.
Yeah.
Double Trouble. Double Trouble was the second best attack in my deck, and you get to play it on Chaos. Discard a card, redraw a card, stun 1. It's a 2 mid for 5 that just lets you filter out your hand so incredibly hard. This is not Tasty Rift, but it's as close as we're going to probably get under the Chaos symbol. As a 4 high for 5 that says build an ally from your discard pile. There's plenty of good Chaos allies. And then lastly, Cheerful Uppercut is just like, it's so good on block with our character because we don't have to deal with the negative, the downside of having the 2 cards in our card pool, because we can use Asui and just kick the Cheerful.
Yeah, I know the version 1 of this build, I did have 1 Cheerful Uppercut in there.
Yeah. So my big issue with this deck as a whole is I think that this character, even on her poke turns, is difficult to actually get momentum if you are not giving them reasons not to block your moves. And even if you do give them reasons not to block your moves and they still block it, the first attack that you hit with, right? So like if the normal play pattern is Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken and it gets blocked, or even if it doesn't get blocked, if it doesn't get blocked, and I want to play Diving Phoenix Crush and then a third move afterwards, Armor of the Phoenix, let's say, I am incentivized to kick this Kraken out of my card pool, even though it hit.
Right.
Just because of how my character works. I'm not utilizing a third of her resources, or third of her ability, just so I can get the momentum. Which is why I think things like Armor of the Wolf is so scary in a character like this. I'm trying to build up momentum, and I think it's very difficult for this character to do that. I do. I think it's really difficult for her to do that. But cards like Diving Phoenix Crush and the 4 copies of Steaming Sphere Power, which we have to put to a 4 of if this is our game plan, are good. Like these are good ways to play this character.
Right.
And so, with all of that said, I want to take things like Phantom Cross out of the deck. This card's gone. And we're just going to replace it with like Triple Double Trouble. Because this card represents too much damage, and it lets you filter out too many cards, and you get to play it for free. It's crazy. Assault Dust. I think this card is not very good in our character. We don't want this card to ever flip. This card can never go to momentum, and we're trying to be a momentum deck, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's true too. I was just thinking about it on the stats, and I forgot it had that static on it.
Yeah. So like, it'll flip after it resolves, and I can never kick it with my character, and it can never go to momentum. This card can't be in our deck. Gotcha. Diving Phoenix Crush has to be in our deck. Yeah, sorry, has to be at a 4 of. Strictly because we have to get momentum. We have to. In order for our deck to work, we have to have momentum, and this is the card that they have to block. They're going to block this card every single time, and they're going to block with a high block every single time. So from here, we now get to make some choices, right? We can put in the 2 double uppercut, or cheerful uppercut if we want. We can put in Blue Flame Torment. We can put in the things like Targeting Blast, which is like 5 mid for 5. We can put in Big Freaking Explosion as like an idea. I almost like cards like Big Freaking Explosion more than I like Armor of the Wolf, but Diving Phoenix Crush says it just says add an attack from your discard party moments and face up. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And so like having things like Armor of the Phoenix and Rapid Speed Slash after you play the Crush is pretty cool. I don't know. I kind of like the big freaking explosion almost more than I like the Armor of the Wolf. Is that crazy? Maybe even like you ready like triple armor and then a single big freaking explosion, just as like a different idea.
Yeah, I do like that, the triple armor and then one big freaking explosion, because I like big freaking explosion. It was just like I just felt like with what I was trying to do, it was like a shoehorn in to the attack lineup. But if we're going to like switch things up to kind of generate that momentum a bit better and create another dunk,
this character wants you to play as many attacks in your deck as possible. This character wants you to play 100 attacks in a row, right? So that your opponent has a chance to partially block the thing you ready, and then you get to draw another card, right? And so having big dunks like Armor of the Wolf and Big Freaking Explosion as like the one thing that I play is not very good. It's why Double Trouble is so nuts, is because it's a 4-diff Echo move, right? Like just going and finding, we have the word Echo. Spiral Blast is just like a good card. I mean, hell, what we could do, right, is we could play a full spell package and go Big Freaking Explosion, Duplicitous Attack, Spirit Lollipop, Targeting Blast, and go for like some full spell stuff, and like say Duplicitous Attack, my next attack gains Echo. So the cool, whoa, this is actually so cool. So Duplicitous Attack, you ready? I play Big Freaking Explosion because it has a spell keyword. I play Duplicitous Attack. I combo with spell. I then use Asui to kick the Big Freaking Explosion so that when I play my next move, my next 4-diff, it gains Echo, and then I echo it.
No, that's a neat combo.
I don't know how consistent that is, but like the best thing that you can do in this deck is play an Echo attack. It's just the best thing to do.
Right. No, so I do like the Double Trouble. So I got Double Trouble at 3 of. Armor of the Wolf 3 of. Big Freaking Explosion is a 1. And then
I think the real question is it Blue Flame Torment or Cheerful Uppercut? I think the answer is Blue Flame Torment because it's both an attack I want to play and it is a block move. But it says discard the momentum to do so. It's a block trick. And it just being a 2 of. What do my 5 diffs look like? This is a ton of 5 diffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it's not that many. We could take Big Freaking Explosion back out and put in a 4th copy of Double Trouble. We could do that as a different spend of said momentum. And it's just a 4-diff that I'm okay with them blocking. And like the goal is just to have less 5 diffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 5 diffs is probably plenty.
Yeah. Usually I try to hover around like 6 or 7 is where I typically do 5 diffs or higher.
Yeah. All right, on to the actions assets. Battle Arena. This card's gone. Actually, hold up. This card's kind of cool in our deck because it's what gives us momentum.
It's to help generate momentum is the sole purpose that I had it in there.
Okay, and so my question is if you had to put Cape and League of Villains in the sideboard, which one would leave? You get to pick one.
Damn, I don't want either one of them to leave, Tam.
That sucks, man. It's either that or I'm cutting all 3 of your actions.
If I had to put one in the sideboard, it'd be Cape.
Cape's in the sideboard? I think that's fine.
Yeah, Cape's in the sideboard.
Dark Tournament Looms is not good enough for your deck. We have uses for this momentum, and we draw enough cards. We do not need Dark Tournament Looms. This card's gone. So, it's 2...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gone.
I had it in there primarily as a card draw.
That's what our character does. Genkai's Guidance is a very cool one of.
Yeah, I know, but just to help.
So my big thing is because we have access to, we have access to Chivalrous. Are we not playing the other one diff that draws? We are not.
Which one are you talking about?
There's a Kumo card, Kuro card. Fearsome Transformation. It's just not in our deck.
Oh yeah, I think it was in the sideboard. Or did I take it out?
It must
No,
have been
it
in
was
the
there. It was
sideboard.
in the sideboard.
This card's a 4 of in our deck.
Yeah.
If I
It's
have
right there.
momentum, I get to draw it. Manifest is card draw. Better for this deck than Dark Tournament Looms. I agree with that too.
Cool.
I like Genkai's Guidance a
Yeah,
lot.
I had Manifest in the side as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, because Manifest is just I liked it, one, for its ability, and then two, if I really need to kick out 2 cards in a card pool for a turn, it kind of helps with that between Asui and it. It's also a great struggling with studies pickup.
Yeah.
So I can block with it, heal my 2, struggling, pick it back up. I don't know. I liked Manifest. Again, just trying to get into that 66 and figuring out where to put that at. It was.
Dude, I get you.
That's why I had it aside for now.
I get you fully. Okay. I'm going to make some hard cuts in your deck now. You ready?
Let's rock.
Rescue Specialist is going to be a 2 of. Cruel Intent gets to
Okay.
leave. This card is not good enough to exist in our deck.
Yeah, we changed. Yeah, we changed the attack lineup. The first one I think was like 3/4 slams, but since we've changed it, take it out.
Incredible Display is a 1 of. We sideboard the other one.
Okay.
3 Eyes of Hiei is not good enough for our deck. Lemillion of the Big 3 is going to be a 1 of. Because it's very cheeky with Armor of the Wolf. And literally that's it. I don't actually care about it any other time. It is a unique foundation.
No, that's its primary purpose in there is a button push.
Yeah. But that's
Armor
this
of the
card.
Wolf.
This card is a enhance my move gets +1 speed +3 damage, and it's only on this one move. Everything else, it gets a 1 speed or 1 damage. We don't get to double down on it like Mirio does. It's not that great.
Yeah.
67. Our low blocks are too low. I have to go fix that. 4.
I wanted
only
a
2.
version of water in there, but I'm already running so many spam foundations without a way to destroy.
Sure.
I was leery about it.
Low blocks.
Or adverse to water, what I called it, aversion. So.
Fearless Frog is not a bad card. Nice try.
It is not.
Is a good card in our deck.
Broken Psyche.
Okay. Nice try gets to be a 3 of. That'll push us up to 18. And I have to get rid of some high blocks. So when we come back and we look at our high blocks, I just want to cut Lemillion. I don't think that you need it, truthfully.
No, we can cut it. As I said, it was for the Armor of the Wolf. Like I said, since we've changed the attack lineup around, I think it can still work without it.
I think the answer is supposed to be 1 copy of Playing Pranks. I still want to keep the card in here because I think the card is decent enough. We're at 68. If we really wanted to cut some more, we could like cut 1 copy of Easily Excited, cut 1 copy of Pass Through Walls, and you just sideboard the other one. If we are determined to get us down to 66. And this is where we should leave it so that you can go try it, because we made a lot of changes to the deck, and so you should go try it and see do I even like it. right? Because another cut could easily just be, we should cut the manifest and the Genkai's guidance out of the main board. We should cut these ones as well, right? And then put back in said foundations that we enjoyed. It just depends on like how many copies of these quote tech pieces are you looking for?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I love playing pranks. Again, I have to figure out how well I can do with it.
Yeah. I agree. I think, man, that this is where I
'Cause
would start.
Yeah.
I'm still not in love with the idea of the armor of the wolf. Just because, like, as somebody who's played this character a lot, at least in the water version, it felt very difficult to get and keep momentum. And I would just be nervous that Armor of the Wolf is just a blank ass card. Rapid Speed Slash, blank ass card. Armor of the Phoenix, blank ass card. That's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah. Like I said, like I said, I haven't played under the symbol, so I don't know. As I know, air, it was easy for me to generate momentum. Um, and then I said, obviously, you've been playing a ton on water, so I don't know. I just have to explore under the chaos symbol and see
Yeah. Yeah. All right, buddy.
how it goes.
Well, stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good rest of your night, okay?
Yeah.
See you, buddy.